Bryan Levell's shocking photo finish at the Ed Murphy Classic 2025. Did he win 100-meter gold? Plus race highlights. And Kerry McLeod takes the win. Welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for making it Peter Lloyd World. Go ahead, please hit the subscribe button so we continue to grow. When you do that, hit the notification bell so you know the next video drops. We drop a video at least once a day on Peter Lloyd World. Also, if you enjoy the content, please hit that like button and finally leave your thoughts. So, are you ready? Yep, good to go. Well, the Ed Murphy Classic featured several Jamaicans and we did okay at the Ed Murphy Classic 2025. First up, let's talk about the women in the women's 400 meters pro. Jamaica's Leah Anderson. Well, she didn't take the win, but she repped really well and took the silver in the women's 400 meters pro, at the Ed Murphy Classic. The race was actually won by Britton Wilson, who, well, I think this is her first official race for the 2025 season. Britton Wilson took the win in 50.54, with Jamaica's Leah Anderson taking second in 50.90, with Talitha Diggs of the United States taking third in 51.03. In sixth position, Jamaica's Joan Reid ran 52.95 seconds. Here are the race highlights.
Has the lead, and this is where her background in 400-meter hurdling so often helps her bring it home. Britton Wilson is on top. Leah Anderson inside of her. Wilson holding her off. Here they come to the finish line. Britton Wilson is 2 for 2 in her return to the track, and this time she dips well under 50.
Leah Anderson fighting hard and walking away with the silver there. Now, in the men's 400 meters, Jamaica, again, we did pretty well. Delana Kennedy of Jamaica walking away with the bronze in the men's 400 meters pro. It was a 17-year-old 400-meter phenom, Quincy Wilson of the United States, who walked away with the win here and also a world under 20 world record. Quincy Wilson ran 44.10. That's one heck of a time, with Bryce Dedmon of the United States taking second in 44.39, and Jamaica's Delano Kennedy took third in 45 seconds flat.
And away we go. One lap of the track, ladies and gentlemen. Here in 400 meters, Quincy Wilson in the blue, out incredibly well. Already making up the standard on the Olympic champion, Stephen Gardner. Inside his body over far inside. Damon, can Wilson hold on? It is going to be Quincy Wilson!
No lie, that was a very exciting 400-meter race. This young man is a tremendous fine people. No joke, Quincy Wilson has serious talent. Delano Kennedy repped well there, walking with that bronze medal for Jamaica.
Introducing Peter Lloyd World merchandise, where style meets comfort. From trendy tees to cozy hoodies, we've got something for everyone. Elevate your wardrobe with our high-quality, fashionable designs that make a statement. Whether you're hitting the streets or chilling at home, Peter Lloyd World has you covered. Shop now and upgrade your look with Peter Lloyd World merchandise. Available exclusively at Peter Lloyd World. Link in description below.
In the women's 100 meters hurdles pro, Jamaica's Unique Thompson took on Alasia Johnson of the United States. Johnson, of course, walked away with the win here in 12.27 seconds. Now, as impressive as Alasia Johnson's time was of 12.27 seconds, I have to point out that the win was not legal because it was plus 2.1, and as I've explained on numerous occasions, if it's a plus 2 point anything, if it's plus 2.0 or it's okay, but if it's plus 2.1 up, it just doesn't count. So Alasia Johnson walked away with a very impressive 12.27 here. But because of the win factor, it was not a new personal best. In second place for the United States, Christina Clemens with 12.39. Destiny Hooven of the United States took third in 12.45, with Jamaica's Unique Thompson taking fourth in 12.65 seconds. Here are the race highlights.
Their way cleanly. Breeze really humming early. It's a great start for Clemens. She's out ahead of Johnson. Johnson's got work to do in the middle of the track here. Johnson gaining on Clemens. They're neck and neck over the final hurdle. Alicia Johnson accelerates ahead and takes it.
Now in the women's 400 meters hurdles pro, Jamaica's Shanique Walker took on Tia Adana Bell of Barbados. Now, this was a kind of rematch because we saw both ladies take first and second at the Racers Grand Prix 2025 right in Kingston, Jamaica at the National Stadium. But this was not the outcome here at the Ed Murphy Classic 2025. Tia Adana Bell of Barbados ran 54.67 to take first, but in this instance, Jamaica's Shanique Walker came fourth, running 55.30 seconds.
Lane one, a late charge there by Ashley Miller, but it's going to be Tia Adana Bell of Barbados. 54.60.
Congratulations, Barbadian Queen Tia Adana Bell. Awesome run there. Now, in the men's 400 meters, I was hoping to see the actual race with the defending world champion in the men's 400 meters, Jamaica's remarkable Antonio Watson. But people, me never see that race there. Me don't know if me miss it, but me never see the race during the broadcast. Now, Watson raced in the men's 400 meter category F. And he came second behind Zimbabwe's Cheangwa, who ran 45.19 to take the win, with Antonio Watson improving. I think this is a season's best to a 45.24, which means he's going in the right direction. I suspect they'll be doing more of these races. Remember, there's a whole almost 2 months before World Championships. So this wasn't bad. He came second and he improved his PB. Although also Candice McLeod, a personal favorite, returning from injury, she also ran second in the women's 400 meter category F. It was Johnson of the Bahamas who won this one in 51.52, with Candice McLeod taking second in 51.92 seconds. Good showing for Candice McLeod. Hopefully she's getting back into that remarkable shape that we know she's capable of doing, of being in. Now, yeah, it's a 40s. Yes, it's a 40s. In the men's 200 meter category F, Adrian Kerr came second. He took second behind Malcolm of the United States, who ran 19.73. By the way, a world leading time. Now, the great news about this is that running 20.09, Adrian Kerr becomes the second Jamaican to meet the qualifying time for this year's World Championships in the men's 200 meters. Now, Christopher Cubby Taylor at the Jamaican National Championships did run second to Bryan Levell, but he did not yet meet the World Athletics standards. What this means is, to rep at the World Athletics, there's a, I don't know, you call it a cutoff point. If you have not ran as fast as X, you're gonna have an issue. So Adrian Kerr becomes the second Jamaican outside of Bryan Levell who has met the World Athletics standards in the 200 meters. That's a big deal, people. So congratulations to him. And Malcolm, 19.73, that's crazy. Crazy time, crazy.
McCollum is on fire today. He ran 9.87 in the 100 meters earlier. Goes 19.73. Let's see what that wind reading is. McCollum.
Mackenzie Long took the women's 200 meters, running the second fastest 200 meter by a woman thus far for the 2025 season. Early in the day, the American had ran and won the F category in the women's 100 meters of 10, running 10.88, which is pretty impressive. And then she came back in the 200 meters a couple hours later to run that 21.93. The second fastest recorded 200 meter so far for the 2025 season. People, I had to talk about this. This is pretty impressive from the American Mackenzie Long.
100 earlier today that has the lead off the turn. Mackenzie Long still in front. Now inside of her favor, Ophelie's coming hard. Ophelie and Long with Brown fighting for a spot as well. Look at Long surge at the end and take it just ahead of favor Ophelie.
Well, I don't know about you, but the women's 100 and 200 meters are going to be fire this year. In the sole Jamaican who won at the Ed Murphy Classic was Jamaica's Kerry McLeod in the men's long jump. McLeod was in form and was absolutely spectacular. The Jamaican jumped 8.24 meters to take the win ahead of Marcus Dendy of the United States who jumped 8.18 to take the second spot. Now Nicole Williams of Jamaica came sixth with a jump of 7.98 meters. Here is the winning jump by Kerry McLeod of Jamaica. The Jamaican, of course, did his post-win interview.
Hey Kerry, we're here today at the Ed Murphy Classic. You just won long jump, 824. How do you feel today being the champion here in Memphis, Tennessee?
I feel great. It's always good to come back to Tennessee. I was in Knoxville, so it's always good to come back to Tennessee to come out here and compete. So
congratulations, Kerry McLeod. Big up, boss. Big up. Now, in the men's 100 meters, it were two Jamaicans ended up in second and third, which was pretty much a blanket finish in the men's 100 meters pro. Of course, we're talking about Raheem Ford and Bryan Levell, who took on Devontae Howell of the United States. Now, this photo finish was so close that one has to ask the question, did Bryan Levell, lose the goal? I mean, it was so close, people. How close? Devontae Howell of Cayman Islands, big up to him, won with 10.067. Levell ran second with 10.070. Raheem Ford 10.09. That is about as close as a race can get. Of course, the question I asked was, did he miss gold? He did, but I mean, this was tight, people. This was a really great race. Take a look.
They all get away clean. Looked like Williams and Levell both got out well, and now Levell moves toward the front. Howell trying to hang around in the Tennessee Orange. Raheem Ford's there as well. It's a blanket finish. Ford, Levell, and Howell were all in the area code there.
Now this, of course, is my 2 cents. Okay, so did he miss gold? Well, the stats are that he missed. It was a blanket finish. I'm looking at it. When I saw it, I was like, okay, I think Bryan Levell won this, but the number says he didn't. 10.767 and 10.70 or something like that. I'm just speaking from memory. I can't bother to look back. It doesn't get any closer than that, people. That's about as close as the famous Olympic men's 100 meters last year. It was close. Now, speaking of Bryan Levell's performance, 10.07. Honestly speaking, at this point, I would like to see him running more sub 10 second races, but I know that he's capable of doing it, and maybe there's really no reason for him to push, and we have no idea what his coach told him, what Ms. Osborne told him. She probably told him to just execute and work through the phrases. Ford looks good, right? Ford is always a danger. He looked really, really good in this one also. Like I said, as I said 2 years ago, I was saying to you, and you were saying no. I said the Jamaican men are back, and you never believe me. I think you all believe me now. Levell looks good. Like I said, I just was hoping for a sub 10, another sub 10, but there's still more than enough time. He looked good in execution. And like I said, we don't really want him to peak too early. I don't want none of these athletes peaking until maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks prior to World Championships. So yeah, he missed the goal. It was a toss up right there, but the science says he got silver. Congrats to him. Great run. Ford looks great. Big up yourself, King. Now, Antonio Watson. Look, people, Antonio Watson is trending in the right direction. 45.24, if my memory serves me correctly, is a good look. I think it's a season's best, and he's getting better. He came second. I think he needs to run more of those races, because I've said to all of you before, and many of you keep telling me that I'm not a psychologist, but it has nothing to do with psychologists. It's science. When you get injured like that, and he clearly was seriously injured, it affects you psychologically as well as physiologically. So he needs to run and build back his confidence, right? We heard at the Jamaican National Trials in the finals, we actually heard the remarkable young sprinter say that he was glad he got over his fears and he ran, because it boosted his confidence when he took second behind Kishian Thompson. Of course, I'm talking about Oblique Seville. So I think Antonio just needs to run more races. He's going in the right direction. But the people, anybody's going to win or win the 400 meter this year, you have to be running close to a 44 flat. May I tell you that? It's going to be crazy. If we have that youngster, Quincy Wilson, running 44.10, people, that's serious. That's a serious time. So I am a believer in Antonio Watson. I believe it can happen. I just want him to run more races so he builds back his confidence. And we need to see him winning and winning. That will boost him psychologically. Jamaica did well here. Kerry McLeod, awesome win. 8.24 is not bad. It's a good look, and it's only boosts his confidence. He said that in the post interview, but of course I couldn't show you the entire interview. I thought this was a good look for Jamaica, generally speaking. I kind of like covering the Ed Murphy Classic because we always get some great runs, and sometimes it's not from the athletes it's not from the primetime athletes. I'm not going to say the A block athletes, but it's not from the primetime athletes. But I thought we did very, very well here. So there you have it. Several Jamaicans taking second and third in highly competitive events. Adrian Kerr making the list there, running the qualifying time. The second Jamaican to do so far in the men's 200 meters behind Bryan Levell. It's a good look for Jamaica and for him. Antonio Watson taking second in his first overseas venture, I think, so far for 2025 in the men's 400 meters, and improving his season's best to 45.24, which means he's going in the right direction. McLeod looking good. Lavelle running a solid race. I thought all the Jamaicans here did well. Candice McLeod, hopefully she's getting back into that great form that we know she's capable of. She's an incredible talent. But we look good here. I would love to hear your thoughts. But this, of course, is my 2 cents. Now, don't forget to support the channel. Check out our merch at printify.com. I'll leave a link in the description below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, and hit the like button. Remember, you're royals, kings, and queens. Bless up.